Die Bethune is an independent Swiss watch manufacturer located in the Jura mountain pastures in Switzerland. They employ around 30 employees, including watchmakers, engineers, designers, and finishers. Each component is individually designed and crafted with meticulous attention to the slightest detail. The brand designs, develops, and produces all its timepieces within its own factory since its foundation in 2002. For all the watch geeks out there, they even produce their own hairspring. To put this into perspective, the number of companies producing them worldwide is in the tens, and the majority of in house movements will order in their hairsprings from the producers. This is not the case with Di Bechun, who want to make the watch 100% their own. Di Bechun has developed no fewer than 27 calibers, registered a large number of patents, as well as producing 150 one off pieces to meet the expectations of the most selective collectors. As a whole, the Bechun has produced less than 2,800 watches in its 18 years of production. Compare that to Rolex, who produce around 800,000 watches a year. Today, the Bechun timepieces can be seen worldwide in 25 exclusive points of sale and in their showrooms in the heart of Geneva's Old City. In honor of the color blue, a fundamental element of its identity, the Bechun presents the kind of blue DB28 Tourbillon in 2017. The fact that they named the watch kind of blue gives me a laugh every time I see it. The case is blue, like bright, out of this world kind of blue, and it's not due to some strange PVD coating. The Bechun actually flame blues the titanium for its watches in a process similar to how most watchmakers blue screws. So while every Kickstarter brand is talking it up, how they have five blue screws in their movement, the Bechun are in a whole new galaxy. If you thought the case was cool, wait to hear about the dial. Placed at the center of the watch is a small piece of an actual meteorite. On this watch, the meteorite can be traced back to one that landed in Argentina about 5,000 years ago. And if that doesn't blow your mind, you should probably stop watching this video. Now for the facts. The Dibachun DB28 kind of blue tourbillon meteorite, that was hard to say, comes in at 42.6 mil and just 9.7 millimeters thick, and was priced around 280,000 at the time of his release. The DB28 Digital is unusual in the sense that it is equipped with a mechanism powering multiple displays, digital for the jumping hours, and analog for the minutes, and spherical for the moon phase. The dial is finished with a hand guilloche barleycorn motif, more commonly known as, you know, the dial with the circles, it's kind of 3D like texture, you know the dial, don't you? The spherical moon at the centre, wrapped with the star studded sky, brings a real sense of symmetry with the rotating skyline that curves its way around the dial from 9 to 3. The dial then matched with the 12 o'clock crown and the hollow lugs gives this watch something that not many other brands can match. I may be a bit biased as this watch would be considered a grail watch for me. On the rear of the DB28, you have a beautiful caliber DB2144, which features flame blued steel components sticking to their blue theme. Match this with the beautiful Cotes de Genève styling on the bridge, and you're left with something special. Without even taking into consideration the finishing of the bridge, just the shape itself gets me excited and puts a smile on my face. I know I don't live a very exciting life, but this does it for me. As for the case, sized at 45 millimeters wide and 11.6 millimeters thick, it is made of ultralight polished titanium and is coupled with their patent lug system. A fun fact, the DB28 Digital moon phase will remain accurate to within a day for 1,112 years. Pretty impressive. The DB28 was priced around $95,000 at the time of its release. The final watch we're going to discuss on this episode of Independent Talk is the DB28 GS Yellow Submarine. And no, this is not a collaboration with the Beatles. This watch is described on their website as a diver's watch in the colours of fire. As you can tell from the design, it is not what your typical dive watch looks like. But then again, nothing the Bechun do is typical. With a water resistance of more than 100 meters, it is no Rolex Deep Sea, but a price tag of around $100,000. Would you ever think about taking it in the shower? Never mind diving. But to explain why this is a special kind of diving watch, we have to take a look at the amazing loom situation. Contained inside the DB28 GS is a mechanical dyno system that can power four LED lights that then illuminate the minute markers on the bezel. This function can be achieved by a pusher on the case located at 6 o'clock and can be used underwater or more likely in your bedroom at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep. While to most, a watch that lights up with the press of a button is nothing special. We've all owned a G-Shock at some stage. But what makes this element different is the fact that to achieve this function, it is powered by the twin mainspring barrels, and when it is activated, it moves a gear train that includes a spring governor to keep the delivery of power constant. So it's not just a press of a button. As with all the watches we have discussed so far in this, the case is made from titanium. While the name Yellow Submarine and the colour of the watch itself would lead you to believe that the watch to be gold, it is something more exciting than that. Similar to the Bethune's blue that are heat treated, this watch is no different. While the blue is treated to a higher temperature, which makes sense with a blue flame being hotter than a red flame, to produce what they called straw, the temperature had to be reduced. As with all the watches discussed, this requires a huge amount of skill to produce a finish that is this constant. We haven't even gotten into the look of the watch, but this time I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So that concludes this episode of Independent Talks. Please subscribe if you like the content, also share with your friends. Or if you have any brands that you'd like me to dive into, please comment below and I'll do my best to get to each brand. Thanks again and enjoy your day.